Hey legends, what's up? It's Darkmick here from Big Dumb Gaming and welcome back to another video in the 2-minute tank guide series for Alpha, Normal and Heroic in the Sepulcher are the first ones. And today we're tackling the Lords of Dread. It'll be a little bit longer than 2 minutes. They're not even really 2-minute tank guides anymore, are they? So, getting into this one, 2 bosses you fight at the same time. They don't share health pools, but they need to die at the same time. When the encounter starts, one of the Dreadlords, Contessa, is going to have 0 energy. The other Dreadlord, Mal'Ganis, is going to have 50 energy. And when they reach 100 energy, which they cycle in turns of, they release their signature abilities. So we're going to cover off each Dreadlord now. Mal'Ganis, signature ability at 100 energy is Unto Darkness. At 100 energy, he causes both of the bosses to rupture into swarms for 20 seconds. The bosses will become Swarm of Decay and Swarm of Darkness, and they deal pretty hefty raid damage for 20 seconds. During this phase, however, both bosses take 100% increased damage from AoE abilities. This is where you're going to pop your hero, you're going to pop all your cooldowns, and you are going to pump. A stacking debuff will be ramping throughout the raid as well each time you go through this phase with 10% more plague damage and Cloud of Carrion damage. As the tank, you don't really need to worry about that, but just know as the fight progresses, the damage gets worse. Now, Cloud of Carrion will target 2 players per cast on Normal and Heroic, I think. It's a ramping dot that bounces between players. Now, as the tank, you don't have to be overly involved in this, but the only things you do need to know is if it ends up on you, get someone to get it off you and get it the fuck out quickly. And if you do end up with it, you can't take it again for 8 seconds, otherwise you will die. There's an ad called Manifest Shadows in this. It'll spawn, it'll start at 1% HP, and you can't really do anything with it. Once it hits 100% HP, it'll start to cast and it needs to be gripped in under the bosses or pushed in under the bosses, interrupted and killed really quickly. The most important thing about Mal'Ganis, however, is his ability called Leeching Claws. You always have to ensure Mal'Ganis is faced away from the raid. He will do a massive physical damage hit called Leeching Claws, which will apply a debuff called Opened Veins to anyone that gets hit with it. Now, if the frontal then hits anyone with Opened Veins, he will heal for 10% of his max health, which is not good. So only ever be standing in front of Mal'Ganis if you are actively tanking and do not have the debuff Opened Veins, and never face him towards the raid. Now, the debuff Opened Veins itself will cause the target hit to receive 25% less healing for 20 seconds. So taunt swapping as soon as this goes off is crucial, and change your positions, or just make sure you've sort of positioned yourself at like a right angle with the boss, but just never have it facing the raid and never get hit if you've got Open Veins. So moving into Contessa, so Contessa's signature ability at 100 energy is Infiltration of Dread, or aka Among Us. Now, everyone will become hostile to one another, but you'll be able to see who the imposters are as they'll have huge black wings. The thing is, not everyone can see everyone. The idea is you'll have 3 people confirm the same person to be the imposter, and then you'll kill them and you'll move out of that phase. A knockback will come from the imposter though, so don't be near the edge to get knocked off. Pretty much voice communication is the safest way to do this. However, there are weak auras are being built to kind of trivialize this now, so don't stress on this too much. It won't be long before this is sort of autopiloted for you. Fearful Trepidation will go out on players. It's an 8-second debuff with a 10-yard radius. It's a giant purple circle that'll fear any player that gets hit for 12 seconds. As the tank again, you don't really have to be involved in this. What you do need to know is don't stand in the purple circle and get feared, and the people with Cloud of Carrion, the little green circles, will stand in the fear circles to have the Cloud of Carrion, the swarm, feared off them. When this happens, green pools will shoot out. Don't get hit by the green pools. Contessa will also strike the tank with Anguishing Strike. It's an 18-second stacking shadow damage debuff. You'll want to swap this at around 2 to 3 stacks. Slumbering Cloud is the last thing to mention. It's a purple void zone. They'll be baited off towards the side of the encounter space. If you walk into them, you get slept for 8 seconds. It's dispellable, but I don't advise you walk into it. Once one of the bosses dies, Rampaging Swarm triggers. Massive damage starts going out. You want to kill them at the same time. That is pretty much it, guys. Any questions, hit me up in the comments below. Otherwise, like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you all next time. See you, fam.